right. Raiden. Let's see. Let's try the Alekhine's defense here. Plays the normal move and chasing the knight around. Okay, let's see how he does here. There's two main moves here that I know of. There's that F4, going for the 4 pawns attack, or there's taking. Maybe knight F3 is a move too. The only ones I know about are taking and F4. After which I'll try and get the bishop outside the pawn chain. It takes. So I guess you can take with the c-pawn there. I tried that. And it didn't work out so well for me. Somehow I got into a game I didn't like, so I need to study that before I try it again. So I'm going back to e takes. So that's kind of weird. Should I just move the knight again? Because where is that pawn going? If he takes here, I'll just take back with the bishop, and that's helping me to develop. If he doesn't take, then I guess he's sacrificing a pawn. There's a queen check. I can block with the knight. Okay, do I want to defend the knight here? Why not? Give me a chance to castle. I like to castle before I trade queens, at least, because, or offer the queen trade, but he doesn't want to give me time to do that. I'm still going to try. I'm going to try and be stubborn and defend that point. Okay, and now I get to castle. So now I don't mind the queen trade, because if he takes my queen, I'll take back with the rook, and my king is safe and my rook is in the center. So queen trade would be favorable to me at this point. So he starts to take. Let's go with the isolated pawn configuration here. And it is an extra pawn, so if I lose it, it's no big deal. And just go for peace activity. Get that knight out. So I could think of queen f6. He's got bishop g5. Yeah, maybe that's a little awkward, because the queen can't retreat. It has to come out somehow, and a lot of these squares are covered. Okay, so he's one of these players. Well, this should not work. So, but let's pause to calculate. Let's see, if I return with the king to g8, and the queen comes out here threatening mate, how do I avoid the mate? I play bishop to f5, and that defends the mating square. Yeah, so let's just go back then. Here we go. Yeah, I think that's the only defense. I was just wondering if there's some tempo move he has with the knight. But, well, any knight move will take the pressure off of the mate threat. The bishop and the queen are not threatening mate, because they're just coordinating on the h6 square. Well, we'll see what he comes up with. This could be a little awkward for me for a while, but I do have an extra piece. And there's nothing wrong with my development. It's not like I've done anything wrong here. I guess the only mistake, if you want to call it, it's not a mistake, but the only thing about my development is that most of my pieces are over on the queen side because the knight in the Alechine's defense gets chased from the king side over to the queen side. That's just to put the bishop on a slightly safer square. I can do it with tempo against the queen. I'm going to lift my queen up so I can connect rooks. And do I want to go to queen f3? His knight there or there, hitting my queen can be taken. So, and his bishop is not yet going to that square. It seems like, you know, putting the queen on this diagonal looks good. Then maybe bring my knight in, chase his queen around. Should do it now, I guess. So the queen goes there. So let's chase that queen some more. Maybe it'll go back all the way to h2 or something. Yeah, there he goes. So let's line up for some kind of discovered attack on the queen. He blocks it. Okay, but now his queen is kind of out of the game. The G pawn is pinned, so this pawn is a little bit loose. Let's hit the queen again, see where it wants to go. There. Now, can I get enough force on f7? He's got 3 defenders there, so maybe not. Maybe I just bring a rook into the game. So if I bring the rook out and he plays f6, what do I do? Knight there is not so great. Okay, so let's first bring the bishop back here to pin the f-pawn. And then I'll bring my rooks into the game. Ah, he has that. That's true. Okay, let's defend my bishop. So we got a pawn for the piece, right? It's 2. Yeah, I have 4 pawns and he has 5. Okay, so rook here threatens bishop to e4. Yeah, but the knight move actually takes care of that. So let's drop my knight back. Well, let's chase the queen first. So rook up. Oh, no, I guess knight here. This is the way to do it. This will force an exchange. Leaves my rook hanging in the corner. Okay, rook over first. Get my rook out from the glare of the queen. It took me a while to find all of those little threats in the position. So knight to e3 will force some exchanges. Should be favorable to me. After the queen moves, I've got this square well covered, so there's not a whole lot he can do about it. So let's come in with the rook. just keep on coming. I could give the check first. And I could... Yeah, actually I like that. Hit the queen. And if he takes the knight, I can take back with the rook. If he can't find anything better, then I can double rooks on the second rank here. Yeah, I'll let him take that back. He needs to move the queen. Maybe that was a mouse slip. He may have intended to grab the queen when he grabbed the rook. Ah, so he's gone back to mating me. Gone back to threatening mate. But is that a mate threat? So queen here, check. King here. Queen here, check. King here. And then there's no other check after that. So let's just let him come in, because I've got a mate threat too. With my rooks covering these central files, he's not mating me. He's not mating me over here. And yeah, I don't see that he has much of a move at this point. Needs to move this rook out of the way so he doesn't get mated. But rook here is mate anyway because of my bishop. Yeah, so the mate threat is unstoppable at this point. I was thinking of the classic two rook mate, check and check, but it's just a rook and bishop is covering all of the squares. So just rook to h2 is mate. So he resigned. Anyway, interesting game. I'll upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.